Vanakkam. Now, the topic which I am going to cover today is very much important because every chartered accountant has to sign the balance sheet along with this certificate. So this certificate is very much important. So I am going to highlight the importance of this certificate, that is interest subvention scheme for incremental credit to micro, small, medium enterprises 2018. That is MSME. For this, as a chartered accountant, we have to give you a certificate. What are the contents of that certificate? What are the points that you are to see as an auditor that I am going to highlight now? So Government of India has announced inter-subvention scheme for MSME 2018 on 2/11/2018. That is, this circular is effective from 2/11/2018. Then in the circular they said inter-subvention at the rate of 2% is applicable for fresh and incremental loans, that too loans sanctioned on or after 2/11/2018. So MSME units should have got GST registration, though at the time of introduction of this scheme, Udyog Aadhaar number certificate is must. Now the government has done away with this requirement. Units that are not required to attain GST may either submit income tax PAN or their loan account must be categorized as an MSME by the concerned eligible institution. That is, by the here eligible institution is a bank under NBFC. In order to make the claim under this scheme, every half year returns have to be submitted by the borrower to the bank, and banker in turn they have to submit the returns to the nodal agency, that is SIDBI. This scheme is introduced to encourage both manufacturing and service enterprises, but this does not include trading units. So you have to be very, very careful. This MSME benefit is available only for the manufacturing and the service enterprises. RBI, why did circular the RBI has issued two circulars. One is on 21/2/2018 and 21/2/2019 and 22/2/2019. They have issued two circulars. Based on that only this MSME inter-subvention is being calculated. Scheduled commercial banks, including RRBs, that is regional rural banks, and non-deposit taking NBFC. It is not deposit taking NBFC, it is non-deposit taking NBFC, which are all called eligible institutions, are eligible to participate in this scheme. That is, scheduled commercial bank and NBFC, which have not accepted deposits, are called as eligible institution under this scheme. And before going to that, we should know what is the meaning of MSME. That is, M stands for micro enterprises. So this is based on the investment in plant and machinery and not on land and building. So investment in plant and machinery only are being considered to classify one industry as MSME. So micro enterprises, if the investment in plant and machinery is less than 25 lakhs, that is in the case of manufacturing activity, it is called micro enterprises. For small enterprises, that is investment in plant and machinery exceeding 25 lakhs and up to 5 crores, they are called as small enterprises. And with reference to medium enterprises, the investment in plant and machinery exceeding 5 crores and up to 10 crores are called as MSME. That is the medium enterprises under MSME definition with reference to manufacturing. With reference to service sector, micro enterprises, they have to invest in plant and machinery of an amount of not less than an amount up to 10 lakhs. Then for that unit to be called as small enterprises under service sector, the investment in plant and machinery, it should exceed 10 lakhs and it can go up to 2 lakhs. In order to say that that unit is medium enterprises in service sector, the investment in plant and machinery should exceed rupees 2 crores and up to 5 crores. This is a major definition which you should know. Unless until this definition is fulfilled, then that unit should not be called as MSME. It is applicable only for the manufacturing and service sector units and not for trading units. This is clearly stated. So to get an interest subvention under MSME, the definition of MSME, that is investment in plant and machinery, are only considered. So in this case, term loans and working capital loans of MSME given by banks and the NBFC, that is non-deposit NBFC, are eligible to be covered. So the loans and working capital loans, they have said two things. So the financial assistance coverage per borrower limit Under term loan and working capital is any extent, but the interest subvention will be considered for the loan amount of up to 100 lakhs. So interest subvention limit of there are 2% is calculated on the outstanding balance from time to time, from the date of dispersal or drawal or the date of notification of this scheme, whichever is later. So interest subvention is calculated at the rate of 2% on the outstanding balance. So eligible loans are, what are the loans eligible? It is fresh loans or for incremental loans and not for the existing loans. It is only for the fresh loans and the incremental loans, and the existing loans are not eligible. So interest subvention at the rate of 2% is available to the maximum financial assistance in this scheme to the extent of 100 lakhs for both incremental working capital loan and term loan. This is a thing. 2% is one thing, and 100%, that is 100 lakhs, that is up to 1 crore loan is being sanctioned as additional and incremental. So this is a thing you have to see. And MSME exporters availing interest subvention for free pre-shipment or post-shipment credit and the Department of Commerce will not be eligible for the assistance under the interest subvention scheme. So if he is an exporter and has availed interest subvention under pre-shipment or post-shipment, then those parties, those export customers are not eligible to get interest subvention under MSME category. So MSME as already availing interest subvention under any other scheme also, they are also not eligible. These, if they availed any interest and subvention from state government or central government, and they are also not eligible to participate under this proposed scheme, under this scheme. The interest rate charged to MSME shall conform to the Code of Ethics and Fair Practices Code as published by the respective institutions. That is, as per the RBI guidelines, what is the interest rate they charge, that is that. But only whatever may be the interest, it is only a 2% on the outstanding balance. You can get the interest subvention from the bank. The loan accounts on the date of filing should not have been declared as NPA as per the extent guideline in force. So when they claim the interest subvention, that account should not be under the category of NPA. Only a standard account is eligible. So no interest subvention shall be admissible for any period during which the account remains as NPA. So during the period of NPA, any interest subvention is not available. And here, Small Industries Development Bank of India, that is SIDBI, is the sole national level nodal implementation agency for this scheme. So this scheme is implemented through SIDBI by the government as nodal agency. The application towards claim of interest subvention has to be submitted to SIDBI along with a fee of 0.25% of per annum. So the fees to file is 0.25% per annum. The bank or the person who is submitting the application to SIDBI, they have to make. Government allowed the settlement claims based on the internal or concurrent auditor certificate and on submission of the statutory audit certificate once by June 30th, 2020. So certificate from the internal auditor or concurrent auditor or statutory auditor, based on that only government has allotted the settlement claims under subvention. The statement said that 50% of the estimated claim amounts may be released to be eligible institutions. Who are all eligible institutions? Is bank and NBFC, that is non-deposit receiving the NBFC. At least to those belonging to public sector banks, based on the data to be furnished by them and utilization certificate duly certified by the respective statutory auditor. So bank has to submit to SIDBI along with the auditor certificate. They are eligible to get the interest subvention. The statement certified by the auditor should include the details of the total amount disbursed, interest, and 2% subvention claimed under the scheme. This claim has to be submitted by the eligible institution to the SIDBI, and the same is to be verified by the Ministry of Micro, Small and Medium Enterprises. And after the completion of verification, the funds towards interest subvention can be released to nodal agency. Nodal agency in turn, they will credit the amount to respective banks or NBFC. Then the bank, they have to give credit to the borrower's account. This is the step. Then what are the documents that are mandated to get this interest subvention? That is, the nodal agency has to be filed along with the form number of Annexure 1 2, 3. That is there in the certificate format which you are going to certify. Be ensure that the particulars furnished in Annex 1, 2, 3 are correct. Because you are, as a statutory auditor, as a statutory branch auditor, you are going to certify the same. Then the statutory officer, that is a banker, must provide a certificate that verifies the following: that is amount of loan, new or incremental loan, then interest, then PAN card, Udyog Aadhaar card, GST certificate, utility and property tax bill, trade licenses and ownership entitling documents. Then if it is a partnership form, then partnership deed and company means memorandum of association. Then statement of amount of expenditure, then IT returns for 3 years. This is the thing they have to submit to the nodal agency. Then due to some frequent clarification, SIDBI has released one FAQ, that is frequently asked questions with the answers with reference to interest subvention. I am going to highlight the importance of FAQ. Whether all deposit taking NBFC are eligible to participate in the eligible category to claim interest subvention. The answer is no, because only those NBFC which are not eligible to, which are not receiving deposit, are eligible to participate in MSME interest subvention. And MSME is growing towards large scale unit during the scheme. Will it be eligible for interest subvention? Now, from MSME category, that unit is growing towards large scale unit, whether this unit is eligible. The answer is very, very simple. Till that unit is treated as MSME, interest subvention is available. Because when you practice or when you read the loan account, then you came to know, then you will have this doubt. That's why SIDBI has given a specific reply with reference to this. Then a particular unit has gone out of MSME category, and later on that unit once again comes to the MSME category, whether interest subvention is available. Once it is MSME, then it has gone out. Then once again it comes under the definition of MSME. Yes, during the period that company, that unit is MSME, then interest subvention is available. When it goes out of MSME, then no MSME interest subvention is available. A term loan is sanctioned before 2/11/2018. Part of the amount was disbursed after 2/11/2018. Is the unit eligible to claim interest subvention? The loan is sanctioned before 2/11/2018, but disbursement is done after 2/11/2018. Yes, since it is a sanction, the unit is eligible to get interest subvention for the loans sanctioned on or after, for the loans disbursed on or after 2/11/2018. Then incremental working capital is sanctioned after 2/11/2018. It's a very tricky answer. Incremental working capital is sanctioned after 2/11/2018, but the outstanding utilization limit is within the old sanction limit. Is the unit eligible for claiming the interest subvention? That is, the unit is outstanding limit is below the incremental limit, but incremental limit is sanctioned. So till it exceeds the incremental limit, interest subvention is not possible, because that loan is sanctioned before 2/11/2018, and still the old balance is going on. So this scheme is not eligible for this category. So interest subvention shall be only eligible for incremental working capital sanctioned on or after, or availed on or after 2/11/2018. Presently, units up to 100 crore limits are classified as agriculture as per RBI guidelines. So there is one circular saying that units under agriculture, you can go up to 100 crores. Whether these accounts have been GST are eligible up to 100 crore, eligible for interest subvention. So anything to get interest subvention under MSME, the definition of MSME has to be proved. So that is, without, if it is not proved, then even though the unit cost is more than 100 crores, this unit is not eligible for interest subvention. But moreover, the interest subvention is restricted to only 100 lakhs. Sometimes interest rate is being fixed based on the combination of both collateral coverage and entry level rating, whether loans sanctioned under these schemes are eligible for interest subvention. See, interest rate, it is only a internal procedure. Interest rate fixation is an internal procedure. The bank is fixing the interest rate. the interest subvention has to be calculated based on the outstanding balance. For this case, interest subvention is applicable. What is the scheme validity? That is, this scheme is valid from 2/11/2018 to 31/3/2020. The extension is still to be given by government, but if every MSME units, they are expecting the extension of this interest subvention. Still, we have to receive the circular, and if it is available, then once again I'll come and say the highlights. So since the validity of the scheme is 2/11/2018 to 31/3/2020, why I am giving here is we have to certify the balance outstanding as on 31/3/2020. So every chartered accountant must know this procedure. Whether fresh working capital will be eligible, as the word used is incremental working capital. The answer is fresh working capital will be also eligible, provided the borrower has not availed any working capital earlier. Because they say that it is a fresh working capital. Any fresh working capital or incremental working capital or term loan should be sanctioned on or after 2/11/2018. Then only interest subvention is available. Is there any ceiling on the amount of assistance that can be covered under scheme? The maximum incremental funded assistance can be covered under the scheme is 100 lakhs. So the loan amount is 100 lakhs. So 2% only eligible. So even though loan is sanctioned for 5 crores or 10 crores, the interest subvention is to be calculated only for 100 lakhs. So is there any separate ceiling for term loan and working capital loan? There is no separate ceiling. Wherever for a single MSME, both the facilities are extended, namely incremental working capital and fresh term loan by an eligible institution, interest subvention would be available for a maximum incremental financial assistance of 100 lakhs. So this is the thing you have to bear in mind. Then whether incremental credit of 100 lakhs per borrower is eligible for each financial year. Whether it is eligible for each financial year, they said based on the incremental credit available for each financial year, that is for additional loan, if any, for any incremental loan up to the closure, then this is available. This interest subvention is available. Whether ad hoc facilities are eligible. Here, as a chartered accountant, you must see any incremental, any loan, if it is sanctioned, there should be a sanction letter. So ad hoc facilities, if it is given, there must be a sanction letter. Hence, interest subvention is eligible to be given to ad hoc facilities loan. But if any loan is given under TOD as temporary overdraft, which has been regularized within 10 days or 15 days, this interest subvention scheme is not applicable. Then existing bill discount facility is available. That's a bill discounting facility. There is an existing bill discount facility is there, but existing bill facilities as well, because this is sanctioned before 2/11/2008. Then bills have been discounted after 2/11/2008. Whether the scheme is eligible under interest suspension, it is not so, because the loan has already been sanctioned. It's a old limit sanctioned before 2/11/2018. With reference to bill discounting, this is not eligible. So no bill discount limit is available. That means there is no sanction letter, but bill is discounted, whether interest subvention is available. Again, I said only when there is a sanction letter you can claim. Sanction letter, since there is no sanction letter, the interest suspension cannot be claimed under this situation. Whether each bill shall be treated as incremental credit or only fresh bill limit sanctioned to the parties subject to a maximum of 100 lakhs is only eligible. Only incremental facilities sanctioned and availed on or after 2/11/2018 will be eligible. Benefit of interest subvention will be restricted to incremental funding up to 100 lakhs only. Here, this is a very another situation the SIDBI is discussing. A client is sanctioned with a bill limit of 50 lakhs. Then that bill is sent for collection, then realized. Then later on, the bank has sanctioned has released 75 lakhs. In such a scenario, whether because 50 lakhs already availed and 75 lakhs is coming, so in total working capital is 100 crores and above. So the question is, in such scenario, whether he is eligible for 50 lakhs or rupees 100 lakhs. See, only initially they are given for 50 lakhs. Then additionally 25 lakhs because they availed another 25 lakhs. So total incremental loan is 75 lakhs. So only incremental facilities limits sanctioned on or after 2/11/2018 will be eligible. So benefit of interest subvention would be restricted to incremental funding up to 100 lakhs. So this is the thing you have to remember. And in another question, FAQ, in case of running accounts, whether utilized limit or sanctioned limit subject to a cap of 100 lakhs is eligible. This is a question. Only incremental limits and limits sanctioned and availed on or after 2/11/2018 will be eligible. Benefit of interest subvention would be restricted to incremental funding up to 100 lakhs. Then they asked another question, whether credit facilities sanctioned above 100 lakhs, credit facilities are sanctioned above 100 lakhs can be considered under the scheme for getting interest subvention benefit up to 100 lakhs. Yes, if the limit is for 2 crores, then interest subvention can be claimed only up to 100 lakhs. So this is eligible. If MSME borrower is having existing facility of 505 crores and would have extended another 5 crores, that is after 2/11/2018, another 5 crores have been sanctioned, then whether the borrower is eligible under the scheme to the extent of rupees 1 crore on complying with all the terms and conditions of the scheme, yes, this borrower is eligible to claim interest subvention because the limit exceeds 1 crore. Even though the limit exceeds 5 crores, up to 100 lakhs or up to 1 crore interest subvention can be claimed. If additional facility they have sanctioned to 5 crores after 2/11/2018, then after some time it is reduced to 3 crores. Whether interest subvention is eligible to be claimed by the borrower, yes, it is eligible because it is still above 100 lakhs. Another example is the additional facility of 5 crores is being reduced to 1 crore. That means again 100 lakhs has been increased when compared to earlier year. That is after 2/11/2018, the bank has availed more than 1 crore. So up to 1 crore only interest subvention is available. Yes, the party can claim interest subvention up to 1 crore. If whether non-funded limit is eligible. What is non-funded? That is with the fund it is called funded limit. Non-funded includes guarantee, LC. So without any financial commitment from the eligible institution, that is banks and NBFC, if any loan is given, then that is called non-funded limit. Whether those units are eligible to be claim interest suspension? No. Only incremented funded scheme would be eligible. And the conversion of then in this juncture, another case is that conversion of funded assistance of invocation of guarantee or devolvement of LC, whether it is eligible? No, it is not eligible because it is only a non-funded account. We have to treat it as non-funded account. So those funded account only are eligible for interest suspension and not for non-funded advance. If a particular borrower has more than one eligible credit facilities with the differential pricing, that is with the differential interest rate, different loan is being allowed, is being borrowed. In such cases, how to fix the preference for selecting for claiming under the scheme? Which loan we have to first claim for interest subvention? The SIDBI says it is left to the discretion of the eligible institution to claim. This is the thing you have to bear in mind. Being a chartered accountant, you have to be very, very careful. You have to call for the working sheet of the bank, which based on which the bank has submitted the claim. You have to verify because you have to specifically certify that interest subvention under MSME. So months in which clients shall be preferred or half-yearly periodicity. They said the claim has to be done twice in a year, that is once in September and once in March. Both the clients have to be certified by the statutory auditor of the bank. But the difference between one claim to another claim is within 6 months, the eligible institution has to submit the claim to the nodal agency, that is SIDBI. Then periodicity of crediting interest subvention, is it half yearly or monthly? So interest subvention has to be calculated on half yearly basis. It is not on monthly basis. Then in another situation is if the account is closed before interest subvention, what to do? Then the bank, the eligible institution have claimed interest suspension, but before getting the amount, then that account of the borrower has been get closed. There are two options. The banker on receipt of the claim can hand over the interest submission to the concerned borrower. Otherwise, the banker or eligible institution, they have to return the fund to SIDBI. Or the claims made by the eligible institution needed to be certified. Whether any claim to be made to the SIDBI is to be certified? Yes, all claims have to be duly certified by the statutory auditor of the eligible institutions. During the year, the account has slipped into NPA. Then what is the reaction? Up to the period up to that account has become NPA, till that account is standard, interest subvention can be claimed. If it is slipped to NPA, then no interest subvention is eligible. So you have to, that's why I already said, I mean, identifying NPA date is very, very important. So when it comes to NPA, then stop calculating the interest subvention. Then if there is any upgradation, then from the upgradation date, then interest subvention is eligible to be claimed. So that means any NPA account is not eligible to get interest subvention. Then if the account slipped into NPA during the scheme period and subsequently upgraded in between, whether eligible to be covered under the scheme for the entire scheme or tenure. So long as that account is standard, you can claim interest suspension. Otherwise, if that account has become NPA, no interest subvention claim is allowed. Bank has classified the account as NPA on daily basis. Any NPA interest suspension is not eligible to be applied to the borrower. Whether the restructured loans can be considered, again, only NPA account can be restructured. So during that period also, interest suspension is not available. If that restructured account becomes standard, then interest subvention can be claimed by the party. It is interest subvention. Sometimes interest suspense, but don't think it is only interest subvention. Subvention is nothing but subsidy. Or the claim subject to SIDBI available on tap? Yes, interest suspension amount shall be released by the SIDBI subject to the funds of availability, that is fund available to SIDBI from government. Now, until the government, only when the government gives funds, SIDBI in turn they are passing on the benefit to the eligible institutions. How can a bank ensure that the customer is not claiming the interest subvention under any other scheme or not? They will get the affidavit for this, and the bankers or eligible institutions, they are carrying out the due diligence for this. Then how can the banks ensure that the customer has not availed interest subvention from multiple banks? It's only a trust, they have to get the affidavit. Then bank may have to get a confirmation from the nearby branches saying that this customer has not availed any interest, any subsidy, any interest subvention from the other units, from the other schemes. Then what about the validity of GST and Udyog Aadhar? How to verify? You have to go to the government site. That is the banker, they are eligible, they have to go to the government site. They ensure that there is the validity of GST. Whether we'll be able to get the date from to which the borrower become MSME based on, that is date on which he has registered. From that date he is called as GST registered unit, or Udyog Aadhar number from the date of registration. This you can get the information either by looking into the site or getting a certificate from the customer. Then they said on the outstanding balance from time to time and received and recovered by the lending institution. This is a word they used in the circular. That means the interest should not only be due, but it should have been recovered by the bank. Suppose sometimes the customer would have returned the amount, to that extent interest subvention will be reduced. So only on the outstanding balance, interest suspension is being carried out. So kindly clarify on the accounts to which the interest suspension amounts to be credited, that is operative account or loan account. The credit has to be done as per the decision taken by eligible institution to which account, or which, whether it is towards loan account or whether it is any current account, that is left to the discretion of the eligible unit. Normally they will give the credit to the eligible institution. So on a highlight, 2% interest suspension is there. Then it should be classified as MSME, then should not be a NPA account. Then all the thing which I have stated in this presentation, kindly go through it. Being a chartered accountant, you have to verify each and everything. Then only you have to give the certificate under claiming of interest suspension for MSME, because based on your certificate only, SIDBI and government, they are releasing the funds. So be ensure that your certificate is correct or not. This is an explanation I want to give for this interest subvention. The scheme is still to be extended after 31/3/2020. This scheme is available only up to 31/3/2020. So being a chartered accountant, be ensure that you are giving a correct certificate. And thanks for watching this video presentation. Nandri Vanakkam.